But sometimes it do be going on, and they got a source somewhere, but at the end,
leak.
It's just a leak somewhere, and that's when when the organization ain't tight, like you got to be tight knit, like just like when as men when we have our conversations, it's tight knit. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, you hit a point.
I'm just saying, like as a man, or just as brothers, we should have a tight knit conversation. Like if I tell you something, and you should already know if I tell you something, it's already in confidence.
Correct.
Meaning I shouldn't. If I tell you this is where it go, this is where it's gonna stay.
It's like with your mom and daddy. You say what's stayed at this house don't leave this house.
Right, and a lot of people don't.
Grandma.
And a lot of people don't understand that concept. Like as a team, just as a team or whatever. Like even when players get in front of the media, and that's and piggyback off that. Like people don't let nothing die. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's been twice removed. You know what I'm saying? Something happened 10 years ago, and people think that they just mad because they don't have access to the new you. They still comparing you from who you used to be.
We definitely gonna piggyback off of that down the line today. We are definitely piggybacking.
I get it. So acknowledging the LGBT community and knowing that this what happened in Florida. What's the alternative? Do you have a transgender league?
No,
you know what I'm saying? Or do you just make the transgendered individual compete with their original sex?
Yes.
But then that could be looked at as discriminatory.
But technically,
that's what it is. It could be looked at as discriminatory.
It could.
If you're forcing them to do that.
Looked at discriminatory.
Right. So what's the solution? Is what I'm asking.
But in that story about Florida, was that like for high schools and stuff like that, or was that like period?
I think that might have just been high schools and
I thought I could be wrong.
And middle school stuff like that.
I thought transgender was gonna, as in
your original sex.
I thought transgender was saying that you went through the process of changing sexes.
I believe transgender is when you identify as the opposite sex. You still got all the equipment.
Now you could do that. Is where Chris is saying. What Alvin said. I'm sorry. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've done the process.
Right.
If you're transgender, you could be transgendered and still have the same tools that you were born with, but you could be transgendered all the way, and you got the necessary tools you need for whatever you're trying to do.
It's a no-go for me. We separate. It doesn't work like that. It don't.
Why sound like the white man?
No, but
why sound like the white man? You don't around that back, boy.
So let's give the clear understanding. Transsexual is when you've made the transition. Transgender, you still got all the equipment.
Okay.
So say that you're the other sex.
So and you just identify. So that's just like when we go, like back in the day when we used to play ball against, or even today if we go play a game of basketball and it's women on the court, we're told to treat them the same way, but in the same context. You can't treat a woman the same way you do a man. You can't, because you lose.
It's a double standard, because it's actually some women that can really go.